Hi there and welcome to my next video on my YouTube channel Unapologetic with Lorelei. Welcome on this snowy, slightly freezing day, and I hope you're having a great day whatever part of the world you are, wherever you are rather, and I hope you're having a good time. And well, if you have been here before, you know I'm going to soon flip my screen and show you where I am in the nature and talk on the topic of today, which is today that you don't have to be so clear all the time. You don't, even within yourself, not towards other people, but also not towards yourself. You know, we tend to sometimes over want to clarify everything, and it's pretty hard, and it's pretty, well, pretty hard on yourself as well. You know, it makes you overthink, and you're heading for overthinking, and it might not be necessary like that at all. Sometimes it's just to let it go, and things will develop anyhow, whether you try to clear them out or try to understand everything or try to over explain everything, whether it's in your head or towards somebody else. And so this is for what I'm going to talk with you about today. Perhaps it resonates to you. Perhaps you have a tendency of over explaining even to yourself or overthinking, and maybe overthinking is not always for the better, and this, which is another habit we should learn probably, overthinking for the better rather for the worst. But before I'm going to talk more, I'm going to flip the screen and show you this pretty little piece of nature, not far from where I live, and I spent quite a lot of time, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it too. So I hope you're going to join me for my walk here, and I'm going to flip the screen. I'll see you on the other side. Right, so here I am on the other side of the screen. The sound may be a little bit different because just in my enthusiasm, I just started filming my intro here, my face-to-face intro just a while ago, and I forgot my microphone. So thank God, I think it was still okay. So I didn't have to redo it. I'm also always a person for, you know, it's authentic and I just talk and film. But yeah, I have my little microphone on, so I hope the sound is maybe a little bit better. And well, here's another example of explaining yourself all the time. And it doesn't have to be so clear. Well, I think I fell for that one. But all in all, as I said, you know, at some point, being clear also can turn into over explaining. And that's why something uh, can shift. And you know, you might notice how much effort goes into your words sometimes if you stop doing that. And yeah, as I said, I fall for it sometimes still, and I try to mind myself. I try to be aware of when I'm doing it because I know when I'm not doing it. All this explaining, even in my own head, internally over explaining myself to myself, uh, it gives a lot of space, a lot of mental space actually, and you know, and I think what I try to do is carefully choose when and what and how I'm saying things, and you know, how you try to anticipate of how your words will land. That's also a thing you might fall for sometimes, or many times, really. I've done it quite a lot of times in my life. I think it became a really habit, and I try to undo that. And you know, not to. I try to mind my words and try to filter them as much as I can, and I try not to manipulate, of course, because manipulation I don't think is a good thing. But you also might over explain yourself because you want to prevent misunderstanding, and you want to avoid some discomforting moments, or even just to keep things smooth. And well, at that point, if you keep doing that too much, then clarity can really become, as far as I've learned it in my life, a form of management, and a type of controlling kind of management. And as I said, I am guilty of that. I don't know if it resonates to you, if you can see yourself doing that sometimes, or even many times. And something quickly in between here. I hope you liked a little bit of a scenery I'm showing you here. We had some snow and it was freezing at the same time, so it's pretty hard snow. It's not nice and soft, but yeah, you can't choose that, of course. Something else that just happens. Can't control the weather, that's for sure. But anyhow, so I said, well, you know, it's I think you have to understand um, that not everything requires a high level of precision all of the time, and you know, not everything and not every truth needs to be really articulated perfectly, which is pretty difficult as well because I have friends from various cultures, and if you want to be precise on the language and precise in the wording, you might have a problem here, because if it's not your mother tongue, then well, for sure, it's easy to be misunderstood, or be misunderstanding. And of course, if you want to find a fault, there's always a fault to find, no matter how well you and perfectly you articulate, I guess. And it's also about interpretation now, isn't it? And I can speak for it, because, of course, I'm doing my videos here in English, because yeah, I just like the language, and it gives me so many more opportunities in the way of expressing myself. I guess I find my own language a little bit limited in that respect, but also it must mean I'm sure it means that I'm making grammar mistakes. I may sometimes have a wrongful use of words, but well, in my head it's all okay, and I hope you understand what I'm coming from here, and what I'm trying to explain here. So yeah, in that respect, I believe also that when it comes to feelings, not every feeling needs to have, really, really context all of the time, because sometimes just clarity and yeah, clarity is exactly what I want to say. It just lives quietly, and you don't have to announce it all the time and try to prove it all the time and try to be aware of it constantly all the time. Give yourself some slack, calm your head a little bit, and let it go. Um, don't over announce it. Maybe that's also another word. And don't over explain it, whether it's to other people or to yourself in your head, because over explaining, I think, many times comes from responsibility. If you have a very strong sense of responsibility, then you feel a responsibility to hold everything together. And well, it's a hard task, and it's hard for yourself, and hard for your brain, hard for your total nerve system as well, actually. And I think there's a different kind of clarity that doesn't have to work so hard, and actually it doesn't work so hard, because I've learned in my life that it trust what matters uh, will be understood over time. If you know what I mean. If you really rely on that, and if you trust that, things will work themselves out, and you don't have to work hard to really, really explain so hard. In fact, as a matter of fact, if I find people who over explain themselves or over defend themselves sometimes, I find them less trustworthy than just when they calmly speak their truth and leave it at that. And I guess that's what I also try to do within myself and with my self talk. I don't try to over explain myself even, and over defend myself towards my own thoughts. And it helps. It helps to calm things down. Really, really, it does. And so yeah, if any of this resonates to you, and if you feel this, if it rings a bell, let me say it like that, then and if you feel kind of tired um, of explaining yourself, and just pause before you correct yourself, and because you might not be unclear, and you may simply be done managing understanding, if you know what I mean. Just stop so hard trying to be understood, because maybe you have been understood from the first words you said. If the famous expression, "You had me at hello," well, it can be in different contexts as well. So well, by saying that, um, I'm going to wish you a very nice day from here on. And for me, I'm going to head home. It's around sunset, and I think it's been a good day for today. And I'm going to pursue my evening, do some cooking, and do the rest what other people do as well, I guess, in daily life. So, saying that, I want to wish you a very nice day or evening, depends on when you're watching this video. And well, keep an eye on your over explaining, and even in your own head or towards other people. So I hope you're going to take care of yourself, take very good care of yourself and your loved ones. And yeah, have a great time. And I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye.